All right.
We're live.
Hey, welcome everyone to the Schmoes Bros Film Nerd TV channel. And today we got a brand new show called Nerd Battle, where our competitors go head to head on what movie they think is better than what, or what genre. So many questions, you don't ever know what they're gonna talk about. Let me introduce you first to one of my good buddies. We have Hunter, the Hitman Chambliss.
What's up, everybody? I'm so excited to argue and fight, which is what I do most days. So,
all right, and the next guy, you know him as we host shows together. We are bros together. That is Caleb Mashed Potatoes.
Oh yeah, what's up, guys? I'm really looking forward to this. It's basically what me and Hunter do, like at least twice a week, anyways. So
yeah.
I'm super excited to do it on camera now. Really kick his ass, and then you guys can all comment and tell him how right I am.
That is the truth. If you guys are watching this live, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's Film Nerd TV, and we're gonna get it underway with the first round. And that question is going to be on the topic of what is the best rated R comic book movie?
Yes.
Let's start with Hunter.
Okay, there was a lot of great choices to pick, but I went with a very recent one, and that's Logan. Logan?
Ooh, big surprise.
Caleb, your pick.
Oh, you're not doing your opening statement. Okay, cool. My pick was.
Oh, no, we tell our ones and then we go into the round.
I got you. Cool. Well, like I had a few that I could have picked from too. Obviously, I thought of V for Vendetta was one. The Sin City was another one, but I went with Dread. Dread is my pick.
Dread, nice. So we have Dread versus Logan.
Yeah. Blood deaths, both of them.
Okay, so we'll go back to me with my opening statements.
Go ahead.
All right. Logan, directed by James Mangold. The reason I picked this movie is because it was a good blend of the great hard action that the superhero movies should have, but it was also a really good drama and Western. It mashed them two very well. Talk about some of the performances, such as Charles Xavier, played by Patrick Stewart, and Hugh Jackman's Logan / Wolverine was such great performances and such great acting from these two seasoned veterans. You can talk about the story, how it just works so well from the post-apocalyptic feel of the movie to the heart pulls in the death of Logan. I'm not sure if we're doing spoilers or not, but there you go.
We're spoiling it. If they haven't watched it yet, who cares? All
right. Like when Logan dies, and you know the connection between him and Laura, you feel that connection, feel that loss even more. X-23 was a great new character, and Logan was such a great movie, and that's why it's my pick.
All right, that's some good statements. Now let's go turn it to Caleb with Dread.
All right. So enough of this nonsense. Enough of this stuff he's saying. Let's talk about a real rated R comic book movie now. This is Dread. All right. This isn't your Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd. I am the law. No, this is Judge Dredd from the comics. This is Carl Urban as Dredd. You got Lena Headey playing Mama. You got Olivia. I don't know how to say her name. Thirlby as Judge Anderson, who is a mutant, which is like finally something like that happened in a Judge. Like this is Judge Dredd. It's straight out of the comics. It's a nonstop action film. It's violent. It's bloody. It's amazing. It's everything that Judge Dredd is supposed to be. From from the source material and just everything that should be in a good action movie. It's the raid happening with comic book characters. It's a really good movie. You got the director Pete Travis, who directed Vantage Point, which is a very underrated movie. It was written by Alex Garland, who wrote Ex Machina and 28 Days Later. I mean, you got Super Cities, you got Slow Mo, you got Mutants, you got no Sylvester Stallone, Judge Dredd, or no, just Dredd. That's it. It's the choice.
All right, all right. So we heard both guys' opening statements. Hunter, your rebuttal.
All right. My rebuttal is Dredd is a fun action comic movie. It is, but on Logan's side, it's about the story and the characters. While I think Dredd relied more on the slow-mo action and all the blood and violence, Logan really cared about its story and its character and its world building. Well, I just feel like Dredd was a cool action movie, but it was just a cool action movie.
World building, you're insane. Are you kidding me? If anything, it tore down the world that was already established for the rest of the franchise. Get out of here with that. Also, if you're talking about it, yeah, it's a fun action comic book movie, which is what it's supposed to be. Spoiler alert for you guys, Logan can't die. Logan can't die. That's not true to the comics at all.
He's done in the comics, which is a comic book movie, so...
He's been totally destroyed. He didn't die from adamantium poisoning. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
It's still killing. He's dead.
Okay, so the story was kind of weak. Like, what, they didn't even really set up things. It was just like, oh, you're in the future now, and there's these people that hunt mutants, and there's other mutants that are hiding. Like, who the hell is Caliban if you haven't read the comic books? You have no idea. He's just some guy who's albino? What? Like, what?
All right, that's the end of your rebuttal. Your minute's up. Let's go to final statements. All right, let's go to Caleb first. Final statements.
All right, look. This is everything that the character of Judge Dredd is supposed to be, put on film and done masterfully. It looks great. By the way, slow-mo, I wasn't commenting on the action because a lot of it wasn't actually slow-mo. It was just used when the drug slow-mo was used is the only time they actually do it, and it's used fantastically. The question is, what is the best comic book movie? And this follows the source material and the spirit of the comics perfectly, whereas Logan just doesn't.
All right, is that it for you? All right, we'll go to Hunter. Yeah. Hunter.
Okay, my final thoughts. Logan is one of the best comic movies I've ever seen. Not just rated R in general. You know, in general, it is such a good story. It cares about the characters. It builds the world and the characters that you're in.
Not enough to put more than two of them in it.
Great. The action is great, and the blood is used in a way where it follows the world. And also, talking about, again, the acting, there are seriously could be some Oscar nominations for Patrick Stewart for Best Supporting Actor and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and Logan. And the movie and the script should be a script as well. Just everything in this movie works so well, and I caught myself getting emotional in the movie theaters watching it myself, and that's what a great movie is supposed to do. It's supposed to get in your body and make you feel what the characters are feeling.
All right, so that's going to be the end of the discussions. Let me see. That was a tough one. You guys both had good points. What Hunter started, he started his strong. Mentioned the director. He mentioned good drama. Western, I don't know. That was kind of But
it is considered a Western. I looked it up. So
yeah, but I didn't. You said it was a good Western, so I'm like, Charles Xavier, yep. You mentioned him. You mentioned Logan. You waited till the very end, but you did mention X-23. The actors that played him were done really well. You mentioned the story was good. You mentioned the death at the end was touching. So you had some good, strong points. Now let's go to Caleb's Dread. He mentioned the comic. He mentioned the source material. He did mention Carl Urban. He mentioned Mama, Judge Anderson, which a lot of people don't value her performance in that movie. So that was a
Who's
good point for him.
fantastic. I loved her, and the fact that she was a mutate too was awesome.
Okay. Yep.
Sorry, I know.
And then you did mention the action, the violence, the slow-mo. You mentioned the director and the writer, so that was pretty cool, you know. So the last statements, I wrote down 3 points for Caleb, 3 points for Hunter, and the best comic book movie of all time this round. Hunter just had more facts. I have to give it to Hunter.
Okay. Okay.
You didn't mention. You should have. Hunter mentioned the world building and the story, and you didn't mention the world building. You know, you should have.
I rebutted that though, that they were kind of weak and didn't make sense. That characters came from nowhere and that they killed off the entire world.
Not meant for your movie though. Not for his. For your movie. You didn't mention the world building because Dredd did have a beautiful world. They made that movie set up really nice, and you could get right in the tone from the very first beginning of the movie. All right, so Hunter got that one. Let's go to the next category is Best Action Movie Sequel. So, Hunter, what did you pick?
I picked what I think is one of the best movies, and it's in my top 5, Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Oh, good. Terminator.
Okay.
2.
Caleb?
That's going to be a tough one. I picked the Robert Rodriguez classic. I picked Desperado. I think it's one of the best sequels from an action franchise ever.
Right on. Yep, it was a sequel to the
El Mariachi.
Yep, the Mariachi. All right, let's go with Caleb first.
All right, so here we go. I got Desperado. Desperado is a great film starring Antonio Banderas and Selma Hayek. Directed and written by Robert Rodriguez. It's the sequel to El Mariachi, which was a great independent movie that was also written and directed by Robert Rodriguez. But it brought it to America. It used English language now this time. It had a big budget, whereas El Mariachi, he was literally selling his blood to fund his movie. So in this one, he got the chance to go crazy, and boy did he, dude! From the start off, where he goes into the bar and he's looking for Bucho, and they try to rip him off, and he just like murders the entire bar with the guns that are in his guitar case, and that's just the beginning, and it goes on from there. Then he meets Selma Hayek's character, Catalina, I believe, and oh, dude, great sex scene, first of all, and then, but like, it's a really kind of beautiful love story, in this violent action movie. Then, I mean, I don't know what else, how much time I got left. You got Danny Trejo as the guy with, there's the hitman that's put on by Bucho. Bucho's played by Joaquim de Almeida, who is great in other things like Fast Five. He's
your time
really
is
good
up.
villain. All right.
You made some great points. All right, Hunter.
Okay, I'm gonna start by saying this. I've never seen Desperado out, but
you Philistine.
so my rebuttal's gonna be kind of weak, but Terminator 2 Judgment Day, I feel, is, again, I said, in my top 5 best movies, because, again, you go into the great action. I mean, all over the place, great explosive action. You've got great acting from, Linda Hamilton, and even Arnold Schwarzenegger himself as the Terminator. He gets to show his lighthearted side. He gets to show more of that comedic side that some people may not like. I kind of enjoy when he gets to be light and he gets to have fun with a character. Talk about the T-1000, played by Robert Patrick. Such a good villain for the time, using the great CGI effects. Directed by James Cameron, who is a masterful director, who is really good at world building as we saw in Avatar. So he brings that and just makes the great.
All right, I guess you're done.
Well, it's funny, Caleb.
Right.
Just that Avatar was what you cited for his fantastic world building.
Well, I mean, the world was really good in Avatar.
Unobtainium was some great world building.
All right, let's go with that. All right, Caleb, what's your rebuttal?
All right, so this is gonna be tough because I also love Terminator, but so I'm gonna give it a go. Who wants the one hope for humanity to be Edward Furlong? Come on, that kid was so annoying. It was terrible. Who wasn't rooting for Robert Patrick to take that annoying brat and just spank him? Going back to Desperado, like another thing I didn't touch on is that Buccio and El Mariachi it turns out that they're brothers. Towards the end, which was it had another thing there. I mean, you've got everything in this movie that you want to see in an action movie. Like, it covers everything. It's got love, revenge, sex, violence, great music, family dynamics, all set. You got Steve Buscemi in there. Like I said, you got Danny Trejo, who I can't remember his name, but he doesn't like say a word the entire time. He's just like walks around with knives and tries to kill them. It's fantastic. And then there's the tragic death of Selma Hayek. Spoiler alert. That showdown at Buccio's compound when he shoots him through the hand so he can't play or shoot anymore. Oh, it's so it's passionate. It's
all right. Your time is up.
Wonderful.
All right, Hunter, rebuttal.
Again, rebuttal's gonna be kind of hard. I've never seen Desperado, but I'll try. I don't really like Robert Rodriguez films. His style seems too much style over substance to me. He's big hit and miss on most movies. Just again, never wanted to watch it because I don't like what his style of movies is, which is he focuses a lot on, look at this, doesn't rely on characters to follow a good movie.
What movie are you referencing? Spy Kids? Like, come on, get out of here. Like, Desperado was amazing. From Dusk Till Dawn is fantastic. Even the Grindhouse movies were awesome. Get out of here with that. Like,
I told him
I don't like his style. Come on.
Not to be honest, I did forget he did Spy Kids. So thank you for reminding me. He did all three of them actually.
Yep. All the way up to 3D.
All right, Caleb.
So back to what you were saying. I derailed you. Sorry.
All right, let's go with you know what, Hunter? Let's go with your final statements.
All right. Some things that I forgot to mention from Terminator 2 is Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, who is a very good female leader of this. Is one of the main leads. She's such a strong female character that doesn't have to be saved. She's badass. She can fight for herself. Arnold brings in that great hero aspect. The world that James Cameron created for the Terminators were incredible, including the backstory of post-apocalyptic Los Angeles. You've got all the great characters, all the great one-liners. I'll be back, hasta la vista, baby. I mean, it's all here. It's a great, fun action movie, and it's a great movie.
Yeah, but those he created those in the first movie, the one-liners. So,
Hasta la vista was created in the second one.
No, yeah, a few of those were created in the second one. Hasta la vista, baby was one, but I'll be back was from the first one.
All right.
And so was Come With Me If You Want to Live. All right, so I feel like I've defended Desperado pretty well, despite Hunter's very educated. I don't like Robert Rodriguez's style. I'm not gonna say too much bad about about Terminator 2 because it's great. But here's another thing. All right, so who gives a shit about Eddie Furlong? He's bad. Also, Linda Hamilton is a terrible mother. She's like the worst person ever. She's really not that great of a heroine. She goes off and tries to execute a guy in front of his wife and kids. But then, like, yeah, just like no, you don't want that. You want Desperado. There's family. There's love. There's murder. There's everything. And
Family, love, and murder.
and their characters make sense, which a lot sometimes the character actions that Linda Hamilton does aren't great. Like they don't make a ton of sense. Like oh yeah, I'm gonna go change the future, but not really because I don't know. She doesn't stick to her guns.
All right.
Like she doesn't even kill anybody in that movie. She didn't kill a single person, even though she's dangerous and a badass.
All right, that's the end of the debate. So let's get to the stuff. All right, Hunter, seeing a pattern. You pretty much said the same stuff you said about Logan, the world building. You mentioned the director. You mentioned Arnold was funny, which he was in that movie. You know, he had some good one-liners. Linda Hamilton, Robert Patrick as a T-1000 was amazing. And it was an action movie. And let's go to Caleb with Desperado. You know, he knew a lot of things about the first movie and where it came from. You know, he realized that the budget was bigger this time around for Desperado. The action, the language, you know, Antonio Banderas' performance. You know, the brother Bucho, the great rivalry. Selma Hayek is the beautiful woman in it. You know, Steve Buscemi. You know, the hitman. The sex scene. The knives. Everything he mentioned. He liked the bar fight scenes. The end of the end of the movie where they go to the compound. Hunter didn't really have any arguments in his rebuttals because he never watched the movie. You know, he just talked bad about the director. So sorry if you're watching this, Robert Rodriguez.
We don't have to worry.
So we both made some.
Oh man, now we won't get on Del Rey Network.
At the final segment, you know, Caleb said he loved Terminator 2. Who doesn't? It's a great movie. You know, it was a great movie. At the end of the day, Hunter just didn't have enough knowledge of the other movie to really do a proper rebuttal at all. You know, he mentioned a lot of great things about Terminator, but I have to give it to Caleb with Desperado.
Yep.
Yes. And I'm so sorry, James Cameron, for all the shit I just said.
The only point you made was Linda Hamilton's, you know, acting and choices. You know, you didn't really.
Well, also Eddie Furlong, and I was laughing about Avatar. But, you know, no need to bring it back up.
Avatar shit. All right, for your third round, we are going with, if I'm not mistaken, was...
Worst Nick Cage movie.
All right, okay, that's what I had. I just want to make sure. Yes. All right.
This one should be fun.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
We're doing the worst or the best?
Worst.
The worst.
Oh, all right. The worst Nick Cage movie.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Caleb, what movie did you pick?
I picked 2014's Left Behind, son. The remake of Kirk Cameron's classic.
Ooh,
that one was pretty bad, actually.
Let's go with...
It sure was.
The one I picked was one of the most forgettable comic book movies. It's Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of Vengeance.
All right. Rider 2. Okay. There was a lot of choices to pick from. You know,
oh, yes.
A lot of choices. All right. All right, let's start with Caleb, Left Behind. Tell us
okay. So this movie, let me tell you, this movie is terrible. Like I said, it's a remake of a Kirk Cameron, like, Christian produced
TV movie.
made-for-TV movie. Nick Cage stars as the lead character, Rayford Steele, which sounds like a porn name.
Oh my god, yes.
And his co-star is Chad Michael Murray as Buck Williams. How is this not a gay porn? I didn't write down who wrote or directed it because it was terrible. I'm going to list a couple more people that were in it. You had, I feel terrible for Cassie Thompson, who played Nick Cage's daughter, who's basically acting by herself. She was the only kind of redeeming part of the movie, and that's because the whole time she's running around trying to find her little brother in the Rapture. Spoiler alert, he's gone. And also she does some stuff with Chad Michael Murray. Like I said, Leah Thompson is totally wasted in this movie. She's like a crazy religious nut who then gets raptured, and that's the end of her character. That's it. You got Leah Thompson in this movie, and you just waste her like that. You also have Jordan Sparks, who, if that's like the draw person for you, Jordan Sparks from American Idol is your like, yeah, this is our stunt casting draw person, and her character's name is Shasta. Shasta, again, are you sure this isn't a gay porn? Anyways, the last thing I have for my opening is it should have been called Rapture on a Plane.
That would have been a better title, actually. Rapture on a Plane.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. All right, honey, let's go with you with Ghost Rider 2.
Ghost Rider 2, coming off of the equally as bad Ghost Rider 1. But Ghost Rider 2, I picked over Ghost Rider 1 because this movie was so forgettable. Nick Cage does not bring the energetic, sometimes real hard to forget Nick Cage, where he's all crazy and stuff like that. He brings the mellow tone, the boring, the blandness Nick Cage, where he talks real slow. This is a Ghost Rider movie, man. Go crazy. We don't see that. We have Idris Elba, which I totally forgot he was in that movie. Y'all looked it up. The story was all over the damn place with Mephisto and this villain, that villain. I don't even remember. The world was just so small and just so dark and bland, and the acting was hit and miss on some. Idris Elba tries his best to make this movie work, but again, Nick Cage just comes in with his bland acting and just completely ruins what should be a great comic book movie.
All right. Let's go to rebuttals and see who can tell me why the other guy picked the worst or not the worst movie.
Okay, first of all, I want to say I feel like this is cheating because he's like taking things that I said about Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance in our top 10 list and repeating them back at me. So that's kind of unfair. But I'll try to roll with the punches. True, I don't remember much about Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, and you know what? That makes it way better than Left Behind because I remember stuff about that movie, and it's terrible. The CGI airplane even looks bad. Yeah, most of it's happening. It's either the girl Chloe Steele on the ground looking for her little brother, which again, spoiler alert, he's been raptured already. And just like kind of running around like with a chicken with her head cut off. And then there's the stuff that's happening on the plane where Nick Cage is 100% phoning it in. If you want to talk about phoning it in, there's no comparison between this and Ghost Rider. Like and also you knew what you were getting into with Ghost Rider. Rider, like you saw the first one, and if you were really gearing up to go for that second one.
All right.
The first one, he was more of his high energetic self.
Sorry.
Into the first movie. Second one, he completely dumbs it down and phones it in.
Go ahead, Hunter. It's your turn.
Okay. I'm getting a little heated this movie. But Left Behind, I saw it once. It was an okay movie. It was terrible, but it had some
it had some
decent acting in it, and the story was hit and miss, but it was a good enough story for hour-and-a-half movie. Ghost Rider 2 was a 2.5-hour movie where we just had to listen to Nick Cage's bland, not even trying acting. Mephisto, I'm not even sure where he was in the movie. He showed up in one scene, and that was completely just to talk to Nick Cage. Idris Elba, again, tries his best, but not even he can save this piece of shit movie.
Isn't he only in like 5 minutes of the movie?
No, he's in more. He's like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, so like totally a huge character. Yeah, okay.
All right, Hunter.
You done, Hunter?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's my rebuttal.
All right.
Okay,
Caleb,
again, he's right. He's taking the things that I said about Ghost Rider. I don't remember a ton of it about it, but I can tell you what I remember about Left Behind, which is it may have been a shorter movie. I don't know, but it felt like a 3-hour freaking movie. Like nobody in my family liked that movie, and like I come from a family of like very diverse tastes. Like this is not it's a terrible movie. I don't remember anything about Ghost Rider, so he's right in that. But again, he used my words against me, and I hate him for it. That's my closing statement.
all right.
I also had that on my worst comic movies ever. So it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, going into Ghost Rider 2, I was expecting Nick Cage we saw from Ghost Rider 1. You know, the one, again, who he is overacting, but that's what you need for the Ghost Rider. You need for him to overact and have fun with the role. He seemed like he did not give a shit about this movie. He's just there for the paycheck. The flaming piss scene pissed me off, pun intended. Just everything. The CGI looked horrendous. The villain was forgettable. The movie was completely just dull and not fun, which is what a Ghost Rider movie should be. It should be fun. It should be about the action. It should be about, this. It's a demon from hell who sold his soul to Mephisto. How is that not cool? Nick Cage proved that it's not cool in Ghost Rider 2.
All right.
I forgot to mention that I read the Left Behind books, and this is like nowhere near anywhere like near the level of that even those Christian books were.
All right. Let me ask you a question, Caleb. Were the characters the same name in the books as they were in the movie?
Yeah, they were.
All right, so they weren't just made up for the movie. So
I mean, not Jordan Sparks' character. She didn't exist, and I don't think. Yeah, Rayford Steele and Buck Williams were their names in the book.
Oh, all right. Well, so can't expect too much from that then. All right, I thought they might have changed it up, and made the movie sound like a gay porn. All right. Both second rounds, you guys missed opportunity to really talk about the other movie, to really drive the nail in why that movie wasn't as bad as your movie. So you guys both kind of missed the point on that one. All right, let's go with Ghost Rider 2. Hunter says forgettable. He was looking for the crazy Nick Cage, and he was disappointed that he wasn't in it.
The fun Nick Cage.
Yeah, you said crazy. Those are your exact words. There was no crazy Nick Cage. You said it was mellow, boring, no story, all over the place, and the acting was hit or miss. You did mention the piss scene at the very end, but that was also in the trailer, so, they showed that in the trailer, so you should have knew that was going to happen.
I didn't watch the trailer, so.
And then we had Caleb, he mentioned the two leads by name. He thought it was going to go into a different route, maybe a, napkin and tissue route movie. If you're into those, he did mention the daughter was the best actress in the movie, the best performer in the movie. The little brother's stupid storyline, Leah Thompson, he said, was wasted in the movie. The whole Rapture story arc was real miss for him. He said Jordan Sparks had this really stupid name in the movie also.
Shasta. What?
Shasta.
Named her
All right.
after a cola?
Long, boring, and terrible. Hunter said that movie was okaying, that it was a good story and decent acting.
That's
Left
a
Behind.
lie. That's an outright lie.
And then Caleb Caleb speculated that Hunter was cheating off his homework.
There ain't no cheating. I had that on my list as well.
So
I also had in my rebuttal that you should have known better because you saw Ghost Rider 1.
But Ghost Rider 1,
I did rebut that.
Energetic, fun Nick Cage. This one he didn't give a shit about the movie.
He didn't give
have
a
to
shit about
go
the first
with-
one either.
Actually, you have to go with Caleb on Left Behind was a shittier movie.
Yes! Woo!
Damn it.
Yeah. He Ghost Rider 2 wasn't the shittiest Nick Cage movie of all time. I mean, we had The Burning Man. Holy shit. I mean, that
I'm
was
just
Wicker
going
Man.
with
Golden
the
Eye.
ones that I've seen, and it was literally between Ghost Rider 2 and Left Behind. The only two.
Oh,
Nick
then
Cage
you're
recently.
missing Burning Man, I believe it was called.
Wicker Man.
Wicker
Wicker
Man.
Man.
That was
My second choice was going to be Drive Angry, but I love that movie in a, like, it's so bad it's good way.
Well, Caleb, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm right. Stop fighting with me now.
You ain't right, friend.
It feels good to win. It's a validation, a little pat on the shoulder that I do stand in the on the right side of things, at least as far as these last two categories go.
I'm gonna lie. If Hunter was had more points in the second round, where he was talking about your movie more, if he made better points, because he just didn't have too many, especially for the Desperado movie and for Left Behind. He actually said it was a good movie. Instead of talking about.
I said it was a decent movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a good movie. It's a decent
but
movie.
I mean, that one was kind of a toss-up because neither of us could name anything that happened in the other person's movie.
Yeah.
True.
I don't remember. So that was a tough one because of that. But yeah, I like I said, I was right, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you guys both had good points, and it's always based on opinion, who's right and who's wrong. But Caleb came out on top today, just an inch. Hunter, you got to get the rebuttals better, man. It's all about who could debate better, and you got to, stick the landing. But you guys did really
Desperado.
Well. Yeah.
Dude, all right, we're doing Desperado next on Movie Noob. Screw all the things we had chosen. We're doing Desperado because that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising to see how many movies Hunter hasn't even seen yet. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like, we got to educate you on Robert Rodriguez, period. Stop watching Christopher Nolan and check out Robert Rodriguez.
I'm going to continue with Nolan a little bit there.
We're still live?
Yep. You made a cut?
All right. Yeah. All right, fellas. Well, thank you guys for watching. Join us on the Facebook page, Schmoes Bros Trivia Show. Join us on YouTube at Film Nerd TV. Hit that like button. We're bringing you content almost daily. We're going to have stuff up here every day soon. So keep watching, fellas. As for Hunter and Caleb, guys are amazing. Thank you.